point number one, our perspectives on life and leadership are stored in our heads or in our mind. This is just reviewing what was in the book, which you have not read in a long time, and that's okay, all right? So I'm just going over chapter 17. So our perspectives, that is leaders' perspectives, on life and leadership are stored in our head. You should have a perspective of your life and your leadership, where you're going, what God has for you to do. It should be somewhere in your head, and your mind should be being renewed to work that gift area, renewed to work that purpose, renewed to work that mission. It's in your mind. Point number two, all great leaders know whose they are. Whose are we? Who do we belong to? We belong to who? God. We belong to God. So first step, after, you need to know who created you, who fashioned you, who do you belong to? We all belong to God. Point number three, all great leaders also know who they are. You know whose you are, and you know who you are. Understanding your purpose, understanding your vision, understanding the future plan that God has for your life, for your leadership, where you are supposed to excel, what movements and missions and mandates you're supposed to work out, are all a part of you knowing who you are. And I put Ephesians 2:10 on the screen. We're not going to turn to it now. I may turn to it in a second. All right. And all of these come right out of the book. All of these come right out of the book. Actually, I'm going to read Ephesians 2:10 because it's right here on page 123. It says, we are God's handiwork. That's the whose we are. We are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus. Why? To do good works. What kind of good works? Good works which God prepared for us to do in advance. So on all of our lives is already a mission, is already a purpose. Some of you I've talked to one-on-one about your surveys, and you're having challenges with them. And I understand that. And this is why we're doing this, because you've got to know these. You've got to know you. You've got to know you. All right. Point number 4, each of us must have a clear, compelling vision for ourselves. You need a clear, compelling vision of yourself for yourself. You need to know it. It needs to be clear. You need to understand your mission. You need to understand your purpose. You need to understand the mandate that God has put on your life. And it should be clear, and it should be compelling. Compelling means it pushes you, it moves you to do the things you need to do, so that someone else isn't always having to light a fire under you. That mission, that purpose that God has for you keeps that fire lit under you. It keeps you moving. All right. Under point number 4, that clear and compelling vision defines your purpose. It shows you your future, and it reminds you of your values. All right. Point number 5, your purpose helps you understand your journey. We're all on a journey. We're all trying to get somewhere so that we can fulfill the plan of God on our lives. And in fulfilling that plan of God on our lives, we ourselves are also fulfilled. But it's a journey. It's nothing that happens overnight. I've been on a long journey. Like I've served apostle for many, many years, and it's been a journey. Even before serving apostle, I've always been, in one regard or another, in the ministry. Just because of the family line that I come from, you don't choose to be in ministry. In my family line, you don't choose to be in ministry. You choose not to be in ministry. Some of you didn't come from that family line, and you actually had the luxury of choosing to be in ministry. Some of you, apostle has sent to this class and said she wants you to be in ministry, and you're like, who, me? But you came anyway, and at that point, you are choosing. When you choose to be in ministry, when you choose to be in leadership, you're starting a lifelong journey, but you need to know where that journey is headed to some degree. Some things the Lord will still he'll tell you things in part, which will cause you to have to keep your relationship with him strong so that you can get the rest of it. But it's a journey that you should somewhat, for the most part, understand. It shouldn't be a mystery to you. The fullness of it shouldn't be a mystery to you. The details might be a mystery because that's part of the faith walk. But the fullness of where God is carrying you shouldn't be a mystery. It should be clear and compelling. So that purpose, understanding and knowing your purpose, helps you to understand your journey and your calling. Point number 6, as a leader, your purpose must include serving the best interests of the people you lead, not the best interest of yourself. You cannot be a self-serving leader. Anything you're doing when it comes to leader in ministry, your decisions, your thoughts, your choices, your thought processes are all about the best interest of the people or the people that God gave you to lead, or the mission God gave you to lead. So that really, really shapes your thinking in a different way. All right. Before I move on.